Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are group 9. We will present about teaching writing. The name of the members are Zahra Zatira Priyananda, Royhatun Nikmah, and Shinta Lailatul Rahmah. First, what is writing? Writing can be defined by a series of contrasts. In a physical and a mental act, writing is the physical act of committing words or ideas to some medium. On the contrary, writing is a mental act of inventing ideas, thinking about how to express them, and organizing them into statements and paragraphs that will be clear to a reader. In the purpose to express and impress, writers typically serve two masters, themselves and their own desires to express an idea or feeling, and readers who need to have ideas expressed in a certain ways. Writers must then choose the best form for their writing. Each type of writing has a different level of complexity, depending on its purpose. In the process and product, the writer imagines, organizes, drafts, edits, reads, and rereads. This process of writing is often cyclical and sometimes disorderly. Ultimately, what the audience sees, whether it is an instructor or wider audience, is a product, an essay, letter, story, or research report. There are aspects which need to be considered when the English teacher requires their goals of students' written work. First, mechanical problems with the script of English. Second, problems of accuracy of English grammar and lexis. Third, problems of relating the style of writing to the demands of a particular situation. And the last is problem of developing ease and comfort in expressing what needs to be said. Second, a writing program. A writing program, ideally there should be a program to develop writing skills. Such a program would list the main types of writing which it felt students should be able to master by the end of their education, and would offer guidelines to teachers on ways of achieving success with each of these.
I want to continue presentation about teaching writing. Principle for teaching writing. The first is understand your students' reason for writing. The big reason is key of success for writing. It is important to understand path and to convey goals to students in ways that make sense to them. So, must know and decided the reason you write something. Second, provide many opportunities for students to write. Writing are most improved with practice. Many times can spend for writing and practice writing should provide students with different types. Short response to reading, journal entries, letter writing, summaries, or poetry. It is an example of practice writing. So you find useful in your class should be practiced in class. The third, make a feedback helpful and meaningful. Students crave feedback on their writing. If you write comments on students' paper, make sure they understand the vocabulary and or symbol you use. Finally, feedback should don't entail correcting or student writing. And the last, clarify yourself and for your students how their writing will be evaluated. Students often feel that the evaluation of the writing is completely subjective. Take less time to ask them what the value in writing. To assist in this discussion, give students a piece of good writing and a piece of poor writing. Then get them to say why one piece is good and the other piece is poor. In this way, they generate the criteria for good writing. Classroom texts and techniques. Invention techniques. The first is brainstorming. In a brainstorming session, students list all the ideas they can think of related to a topic, either in writing or aloud quickly and without much planning. The second is word mapping. When students create word maps, they begin with an idea at the top or center of a blank piece of the paper. They then think of related ideas or words and draw relationship with a series. The last is quick writing, where students begin with a topic but then write rapidly about it. You can give the student a time limit, usually 10 to 15 minutes, and instruct them not to erase or cross out text, to keep writing without stopping, and to just let the ideas and wrong words come out without concern for spelling, grammar, or punctuation.
I will continue to explain this material. Goals of the writing program. The responsibility of the writing program, particularly to train students to produce sequences of sentences which express their meaning most effectively. Since, both as we speak and when we write, we work not through spirited sentences, but through sentence blocks. This should be a more natural activity than using an exercise consisting of a list of sentences without any context. A good writing course to help students to correct their mistakes. But natural writing does not result from practice to avoid mistakes. So it is necessary to adapt the help with corrections to a more positive framework for developing writing skills. And the next, writing and creating. The teacher will tell students that the main objective writing course is to develop accuracy. The teacher will also correct the free written work produced by students. How to apply writing in the classroom? We will first look at exercises from several textbooks that apply the principles described in the chapter. Examples of this exercise come from many levels. Then, the teachers will look at a short sample of student writing and possible ways to comment on their writing.
Thank you for nice attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.